Hi, I'm James Jackson, your Bishop Union High School Junior Varsity Defensive Coordinator, football coach. I also coach the linebackers. Here to recap our game against the Yosemite Badgers. It was a long trip, a 9 hour drive one way for us to get there, and our boys performed very well. Started off the game very strong. Was able to get a quick stop against their offense, which unfortunately we didn't have film this week, so we were working off of some of the varsity film. And what we found was we were hoping that it was going to look similar to what the varsity was doing, and if it, in my opinion, it was a lot better than what we saw in film from their varsity. Their coach admitted that they were trying to keep that junior varsity team together to better their program. And what we found is that there was a lot of movement, a lot of no huddle. So it kept us on our toes, but fortunately our players are well versed in thinking on their toes and reacting to what they see. This week we got back our starting safety Will Kemp, who controls our secondary. He does such a great job back there, giving us an opportunity to kind of run multiple sets of defensive coverages. What that means is that we can have one side of the field play one coverage, the other side play a different coverage. So I commend him for stepping in and the rest of our secondary for stepping up. In terms of stats, I always preach we like to have minimum 5 hats on the ball, so we don't get a lot of solo tackles unless it's something of a sack or just something down the field where it's just the one guy. But our players, they perform magnificently. Jackson White, I have to mention him by name. Longest interception return I've seen from a junior varsity player since I've been coaching. He had a 90-yard interception return. And what was even better was watching the rest of the players not play selfish and try to get any blocks in that could have caused it to come back. Everyone knew once they saw him walk away, just to let him go, and that's exactly what he did. He got some separation between him and the other players. Ended up scoring a team. That's a team goal right there. The way he did it, dropping into his coverage, realizing the tight end was running a post, and he was able to get a little elbow on him just to get him off his route, drop and follow the quarterback's eyes. Picture perfect, picture perfect. Then you have David Smith on the defensive side of the ball. I've known David Smith since he was a kid. I coached his brother in youth. And that family, those boys are athletic. Those boys get after it. David Smith, 3 sacks on the game, and just creating havoc in the backfield. I was asked if I had chosen a defensive player of the game yet. And I think that's where I'm going to be leaning. Even though everyone else is so deserving of that, I think it should go to David. He made sure that quarterback stayed on his toes and was constantly causing him just to throw the ball away to prevent a sack. The game ended up with a final score of 58-20, and our offense looked amazing. Coach Cooper, he's the offensive coordinator. Coach Mike Cooper, offensive coordinator. Best offensive coordinator I've ever gone up against. He always keeps me on my toes when we're going at each other, trying to keep each other, as in tip-top shape as we can be. He had that offense running. Emery Dundero, Dom Dundero, Will Kemp, who I mentioned from the defensive side of the ball, Jackson White running the ball, Michael Trejo running the ball. Even our backup quarterback playing receiver, he was able to get a reception. So it was an amazing game. Their coach told me after the game that we have to be the best traveling football team in California, which that is a nod to us Bishop Broncos. The parents who showed up in droves, knowing that it's a long drive. You had youth parents showing up, knowing that they had to be in Arvin the next day early in the morning. So to see everybody show up, it just it fills my heart with joy. You know, I love doing what I do, and you know, to know that another team respects us enough to say that, hey, you guys were in a bus for 9 hours, came out here and didn't miss a beat. And so I just love it. It was 58-20 once again. So that's pretty much our team. You guys should ever, if you ever get a chance, come on out, catch a JV game. I promise you will not be disappointed. Our boys come out, they're hard hitters. We get them prepared for varsity, and we try to make sure varsity has the best products that we can provide them with. And they have a lot of sophomores up there, so that lets you know these kids are really talented and they come out to play. So that's me recapping our game. Once again, I'm James Jackson, junior varsity defensive coordinator for your Bishop Union High School Broncos.